Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I guess I'm gonna have filming company today. So this is going to be part 2 of our Q&A. Hopefully this will be the last one. I don't know if we'll get into a part 3. Hopefully we can get through them. If you haven't seen part 1, I will leave it down in the description box. And yeah, let's just jump into it. Okay, so YouTube is being strange and not listing them in order like it was, so bear with me through this. Okay, I'm trying to see which ones I've been through. Okay, what do you use to make your channel art? I use picmonkey.com. I absolutely love that website. It is the best to use. For quite some time I tried to use like Photoshop, and it was like an old one that I just had on my old computer, and I just really hated it. Like, it was just a pain in the butt to get it all right. So when I discovered PicMonkey, I was quite happy about it. And if you go, I don't exactly know where you can find it at, but YouTube will have like templates for you, like what your channel art will look like, and it makes it a whole lot easier. You can just download the template and then just use that and make your art over it. That way you know everything fits right and you know that it's in the spot that you want it to be in, so it shows right on laptops and phones and all that stuff like that. But I forget where it is, but you can probably Google it and find out where the link is to get the template. Have I ever had to? I definitely have two hamsters living together. Tinkerbell and Perry live together. They're currently, Tinkerbell and Periwinkle share the big DIY cage together. In the past, the hamsters that my sister and I kind of sort of shared, Emma and Belle shared a cage briefly for maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 months before they just kind of grew apart and were fighting, so they had to be separated into their own tanks. So yeah, definitely. Any tips I'd have for that would be you have to have a really big cage. Like, I mean, honestly, it really just depends. Some hamsters are just kind of more prone to fighting with their siblings, and some aren't. Kind of depends if they were hand raised together, and just so many different factors go into it. Sometimes you're just out of your hands. The girls share a really big cage, but there are times when they really do kind of snap at each other, and it's something you really have to watch and make sure that it's kind of a play fight, more just like a siblings argue and not really something serious. But you definitely are going to have a good sized cage, you know, probably at least a 40-gallon or something equivalent for a bin at least. You really can't have levels and tubes and stuff like that because they get really territorial with that, but it could kind of just depend on their personality. Have to have 2 wheels for sure. 2 food dishes make the biggest difference. Honestly, my 2 girls probably could share a wheel, but they could not share a food dish, so you have to at least have 2 food dishes, and 2 wheels does make a difference. So at least if they're fighting over the same wheel, there's an option to get another one. If one gets kind of irritated, they'll go and get on the other one. So yeah, some people do 2 water bottles. I really don't have an issue with that. Sometimes I hold a second water dish in if I've just recently filled it and they both want to drink, then I'll just grab another one and let the other one drink out of it till she's done and just empty it. But that's just my preference, so those would definitely be my tips. Yeah, I think honestly, in my opinion, the hardest part of having a pair is they don't really make hideouts big enough for 2 dwarf pairs to share, because my girls like love to sleep together. They like are literally right now one on top of another sleeping under the bedding, and hideouts is really hard to find one that they both can fit in, and if they can't fit in there, it starts a fight who gets it. Okay. My tips for good editing, just use what you can use. I mean, you know, iMovie's not exactly the easiest to get, and I don't think that is absolutely necessary. Like, I really liked using Windows Movie Maker. It was a pain, but you can use it. Most computers have something on it, so just go with whatever it is. I don't think you need to put a lot of money into it unless that's something you're really passionate about and want to save up and put money into it. I used on a Windows computer, I want to say it was Lightworks, I think is what it's called, and it's a free application, and I used it for a little while. I will say that it kind of did make me frustrated. I kind of started going back to Windows Movie Maker because it was more simpler, but Lightworks kind of gives you the ability to have the nicer editing like an iMac, like iMovie will give you, or Final Cut Pro. It kind of has that for free, but it's laggy and a little confusing, but I mean, for free, it's definitely worth trying out. You know, I'm pretty sure it's called Lightworks. So yeah, and there's tutorials on YouTube to help you kind of figure out what to do with it all, because I was really confused when I started. So yeah, check that out. My biggest tip is, you know, a lot of people tell you like, oh, you need a good camera or such and such, and you know, I think a good camera is great. I love mine, and it was a good investment for me because I wanted to use it for other things, and it's something I really wanted, but I was fine when I was filming on my iPhone. I liked it. My biggest tip, honestly, is lighting. Like, it makes a huge difference. Like, before, when I look back at my old footage and I was just using regular light bulbs that run in my room, like with yellow and it wasn't as clear. And I say use sunlight or natural lighting if you have it, like, but my room faces the east. Was it the east? Because it sounds like, yeah. So my room faces the east. So by like 10 a.m., 11, like the sunlight's pretty much on the other side of the house. And I don't really have that much natural light. So that doesn't really work for me. But if you have like big windows and you get that natural light, like I say use it when you can. But I say daylight bulbs. Like daylight light bulbs are like a lifesaver. Like when I discovered these, like my life was just like, oh. Like that is what I'm using now, and they are so much cheaper than buying set lights. I mean, if you have like it in your budget to spend even the $75 or whatever for studio lights, and hey, go for it. I don't have the room to store them, so I went with daylight bulbs, and honestly, for a quarter of the cost, like I think they do a pretty good job. You can get them at like Walmart, Target, Home Depot. I mean, you can get them wherever you want. I picked mine up at Walmart for like $5 and you get like 4 light bulbs, and I mean, so far, knock on wood, they have been lasting quite some time. And I just have them in my standing lights, like my little like 5 light like thing that like I got it for Target, and has like 5 lights on it, and it has the little like stretchy arms. I don't know what they call it. But I have 2 of those, and I have 5 daylight bulbs in them. 4? Yeah, 5. So that's my suggestion. And so for like $20 you can have pretty good lighting if you already have light fixtures that you use, and I can keep them in my room and use them all the time for any normal thing, and they're not in my way because I already have them. So long story short, that's my suggestion, light bulbs. How did I pick my hamster names? I think I kind of touched on that in the first Q&A part, but I've just already decided that I wanted Disney names, and that's kind of just what I went with and decided it to be my thing. It kind of just depends on how I decide their names. Like, it can go on personality or their coloring. It kind of like, it just depends. Like with Tinkerbell, with Tinkerbell and Perry, I didn't decide on their names beforehand, mostly because I only thought I was getting one. I didn't realize there was 2 until I went to adopt them that day for sure. But I kind of just watched them for a day or 2 and kind of just like then thought on it. But I mean, like I have to name them Disney names. It's just like my thing. But like with Minnie, before I went and adopted her, I knew that if I got the boy, it was going to be Mickey. If I got the girl, it was Minnie. Like it was already kind of just decided. I have lots of names for Robos, Disney names for Robos, just because of their coloring, and like I have them like already planned out. But yeah, so I guess just depending on their coloring and gender and personality, I just find a Disney name that I like, and that's just what I do. I have like a whole list of them. How often do I clean my cage? That's actually kind of a rotating question. It kind of just depends. I really try not to fully clean their cage. I kind of like go the German style about how they don't fully clean their cage, but like once or twice a year. I don't quite do that, but it is really stressful for them to go through a complete cage cleaning. So I try when I give them bedding to kind of just clean it, kind of find out where they go to the bathroom at and where it just kind of gets dirty. With the girls, they're actually pretty good about going to the bathroom in the sand now, but they leave food everywhere. Like along the front of their cage, they love to store empty food shells, and it looks gross, and I always have to clean that out. But it's really hard because you kind of have to take them out so you can actually clean, sweep, and vacuum that corner. I do like a full cleaning when I just really start noticing getting it, it's just overall just kind of dirty, or gets a smell to it, or just overall, I don't know how to explain it. Just so it kind of varies. Sometimes it's a month if it's white bedding, it just shows kind of getting dirty quicker. Or Aspen typically lasts me the longest. You know, sometimes they kind of like a full clean and they don't like their bedding dirty, or they get it dirty really quickly. So I don't know, I just say it depends on your hamster and how they take well to a complete change. I'll clean their bedding a separate day from their toys unless I'm doing like a full cleaning, because I try to feel like that helps them a little bit, because at least one thing has their smell. If it's the hideout they typically sleep in, then I'm not going to do it the same day that I do the bedding. That way it's not like a dramatic change for them. I think the hideouts, like the wheels and the hideouts, I clean more often than the bedding, because the hideout, if they sleep in it, is where the bedding's going to be soiled or just has food just stored in it. So that to me gets more clean than the bedding. But everybody's different. Gosh, it's going to be long. I'm going to get chatty here. Why you got a hamster? My favorite candy, I think I touched on that in the first video. Peanut butter, gummies, pretty much anything. pet toy, as I said I think in the last one, and it's a little super pet jungle bungalows. Are so cute. Why I got into hamsters, I got on that one. Editor, I use iMovie. My favorite pizza topping, I'm so simple. It's kind of sad. I'm like the most simplest person with everything in life. I just like pepperoni. Like I love cheese and pepperoni pizza. That's simple as it gets. I don't really like anchovies and ham and bacon and hamburger. I don't like any of that on my pizza. I'm so simple. But I love pizza. Like I could eat pizza like every day of the week and probably be just fine. We do have a restaurant here in Florida called Cece's, and it's like a pizza buffet place, and I do love spinach pizza from there. And I know it sounds like so gross, but it is so good. Oh gosh, it's so good. I haven't really tried spinach pizza anywhere else because it doesn't look as good as theirs. You guys are so sweet. Would I ever get any other kind of pet? I don't know if I get another pet. Like I really like just having cats and my hamsters. Honestly, I'm like really happy with that. I do love a bunny though. Like I recently, like last year, really almost got one. Like not almost got one, but really wanted to. They're just so cute, and oh, I don't know. But the only reason I kind of decided against a bunny is I kind of feel like they just not kind of. They need a lot of space, and I don't really feel like I have that for them, and I don't think it'd be fair. Because I would want the grid, the metal grid, like CC cages or whatever. And those would take a lot of space, and I think I would want them to be free roam as well. And I don't know how they would get along with our cats, and it was just like a whole other thing. And they're expensive. Like they take, you know, they need a lot of stuff, and medical bills for bunnies can be a lot too. So it just wasn't something I was ready to invest in. And eventually one day if I move out, I might not be able to take hamsters and bunnies and a cat, and it's just like realistically. So maybe one day, long time in the future, I will have one, but for now, no. Also, I'd love to have frogs. Like that's the only other pet like I'd love to have. Like fire bellies or some aquatic dwarf frogs. I would love to have frogs. But, and I got really close several years ago, but my sister is definitely afraid of frogs. She hates frogs so badly, and I love frogs. So since she's afraid of them, it's not fair to bring that into the house. I mean, I'm petrified of snakes, and I wouldn't want her to get a snake. Obviously she wouldn't, because she's afraid of them too. But it's just kind of unfairness, and we probably very well will end up sharing like an apartment together someday, and that's still not fair to have a pet that she's afraid of. Like, so just in respect, like, I wouldn't, but I don't know, maybe one day, like, I would add that on. Do you have any goals on YouTube? I kind of answered the recommendation in the first one. I don't know if I really have any goals on YouTube. Like, I'm not like, oh, I need to have, like, do this or that. Like, I just love doing it, and it's for fun, and I'm just very appreciative for anything that kind of happens through it. I don't really set myself to, like, oh, I need to do this or I need to achieve that, because, like, it's not me. But, I mean, I do have goals within myself to kind of just upload more, to make better content. It's always kind of, like, nagging on myself, because I want to have more time to do the things I want to do and show you guys, like, so. Never enough time in the day for all the things I want to do. I don't know if I consider those goals, though. My favorite food, pizza, pasta. I could eat spaghetti and pizza, like, every other day. Oh, and mashed potatoes. Any kind of french fry or potato, yeah. I don't actually think I would get a Syrian. I love them, and they're so cute. But, like, I don't know, I'm really happy with just having dwarfs. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know, I'm just really happy with having my dwarf. Plus, to have a Syrian, I would have to have a whole new set of toys. Everything I have is pretty much dwarf size. So they would need something totally different. I kind of feel like they'd have to have a different diet to the one I'm feeding mine now. I also would want to give them a bigger cage, because I feel like a Syrian is, since they are bigger, they need more room because their toys are bigger, their wheels are bigger, they need more room to run than a dwarf. So, like, it would just be like a whole thing. Like, so I don't think I'd ever have a Syrian, but I will enjoy them from afar. Where do I like to shop for pets? I shop for pets everywhere. I'd love to thrift shop for them. Like, if I can find something that's perfect size for a hamster that's not really a hamster toy, then I'm like head over heels. I like finding them in strange spots. But I mean, any pet store, PetSmart, Petco, online shops, anything, like anywhere that I find a cute toy. Like, I love eBay and Amazon, because sometimes you can find that stuff that you won't find in stores. So Anywhere. If I could go anywhere, oh my god, I love travel. I wish I could travel a whole lot more because I really don't travel because travel, it's expensive, but I would love to just travel anywhere, like Australia, Europe, anywhere, the islands. Oh my gosh, to have like a nice island vacation. Like I will travel like anywhere. Like I'm just gung-ho for it. I think that's amazing. One day. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I think we're gonna have to do part 3 because this one feels long. I chat too much. Okay, let me go through these. When did you decide on getting hamsters? As I kind of said before, I kind of decided on like what the end of 2013. So yeah, and it became a serious thing after a few months of researching it. If I'd get any different kinds of pets like fish or reptiles, I don't think I'd actually get fish. Like they're really cool, but I don't know, like I want a pet that I can play with. Like I really like having pets that I can interact with. And I feel like fish are beautiful to watch, and I love like decorating their tanks. So I don't know, maybe one day I would have a fish, I don't know. Probably, and as for reptiles, it would be frogs. I do think geckos and stuff like that are cool, but I don't think I'd ever have one. I would not get a guinea pig. Me personally, I don't like want to say that because that seems mean. Like I said, I don't like guinea pigs. It's just like not my forte. Like my mom actually loves guinea pigs. Like maybe one day she would have one, but not me personally. Like they're just not my kind of pet. I think chinchillas are like really cool. Like as a kid, we almost got a chinchilla one time, but I don't. And like they sell them here in Florida, but I just think it's unfair to them because of the humidity here, and they require like a lot. Like so, I don't think I'd have one. I feel like they need a lot of space, but they're really neat though. And a rabbit, I could probably maybe one day I'd have one, maybe not, but they would be cool to have one. My favorite wild animal. I love so many wild animals. Can I do a room tour? Oh my gosh, I would definitely love to do a room tour one day. I'm just so picky. My room is like never complete. I'm like, oh, I still need to do this or I need to do that, and I don't want to like show my room completely as an official room tour until it's done. But I definitely vlog a lot in my room, and you can pretty much see it. But I am getting so close to being done. I think I just got some new IKEA furniture over here for like my vanity and my makeup to go in, and it's really cute. I do still want to get like a ghost chair and acrylic chair and put it here, and a couple little like odds and ends, some DIYs I want to finish for jewelry storage and stuff like that. But it's getting so close to being done, and I'm still always on the lookout for cute decor to put up here. So I don't know, but it's getting really close to being done, and as soon as it's done, I will definitely do a room tour for you guys. It probably will be up on my second channel just because it's more related on there than here, but it'll be up for sure someday. What do you like more, dogs or cats or hamsters? Me personally, I'm not really a dog person. Like, they're cute, but I'm just not really a dog person. I'm definitely 100% like a cat person. But picking between cats and hamsters is so hard because they have like something totally different to offer you. Like, hamsters, it's like, I don't like a cat. I don't know. They're just different, but I love them equally the same. Like, I don't know. It's a hard question. It just depends. Both.